Welcome to the third and final chapter of No Man's Land. Can the Cleaning Up the Nation team finish their mission of clearing an entire map of 72 black hearts, even after suffering a shocking loss of one of our own? But other than that, we're pretty sound. Our base is rocking and rolling with 2 stills that can turn our food into fuel, and I can then turn that fuel into Molotovs in either my Red Talon workshop or my built-in tasting room. For defense, we have the Red Talon watchtower and a shooting range for that passive stamina boost, but we don't use it to level our shooting skill, as our level 3 lounge can level all of the skills while also giving us a morale boost. We have a hydroponics and a farm for food, as well as 2 food, 1 ammo, 1 fuel and 2 medical outposts. Our daily income is 2 food, 2 meds, 1 ammo, 3 fuel, but sadly we're losing 2 building materials a day. But once I'm done with a lounge, I can replace it with a staging area to negate those effects. And once I recruit a gardener, I'll be able to fully upgrade our farm and upgrade our 2 food outposts to level 3, meaning we're going to be able to make enough food to re-establish America's obesity epidemic. I also forgot to mention the level 2 infirmary, but this is lethal zone. If you haven't got a level 2 infirmary, you're probably already dead. But this being a map of 72 black plaguehearts and massively increased hordes ranging from 4 juggernauts to a quad pack of crackheads, there's always something that needs maintaining. So our leader Stuart heads out to clear a siege site and to collect a nearby abandoned vehicle, seeing as Farsight might have left hers behind when she, well, suddenly stopped breathing. Somehow I managed to avoid the 4 pack of jugs and refuel and repair a military truck, but my progress is then delayed as a bloater decides to pop on my new works vehicle. Well, I can honestly say I can't relate. Even in my youth I couldn't make that big of a mess. Maintaining my stealthy prowess, I eliminate the screamer, which eliminates the siege site, and I manage to escape with no issues. Other than the little Klingeron, of course. She could then eliminate the other siege site that is forming, although this time is much less quiet. Then armed and dangerous, Stuart can make her way to the location of Farsight's final stand. It's an emotional drive filled with guilt and regret. Could we have done more to save Farsight? In my heart, I know the answer is yes. When I arrive, I see her body just strewn out on the floor. At least she was at peace, not like these fuckheads I just start butchering. We can then pay our final respects to a fallen hero, while rummaging through their pockets for all of this shit. I'm especially grateful for the stimulants, and it would be wrong of me not to finish the job she started, so once I eliminate the 3 lonely boys, I can sneak in and complete the phase with 1 heavy swing. Thankfully, Farsight had already done a lot of the heavy lifting for me. At this point, the Zeds start flooding through the windows, so I drop a molly and dip. We also get to enjoy our first blood feral, but Stuart can eliminate it with no problems. That's why she always carries the fake AK-47, shit ton of bullets, and they're cheap as chips to manufacture. After leading the hordes a safe distance from the heart, it's time to get back in there, but I have a secret weapon I picked up from Farsight's body, the smoke bomb. I drop it next to the heart to shield me from the undead, but I'm unable to capitalise on the alone time as we keep glitching out. Like we're taking damage, but we definitely ain't. I get maybe 5 hits in before the smoke disappears, and to make things worse, another crackhead has joined the fun. Still, I continue to beat, but my wild swinging is pushing me further from the heart, so it's time to introduce my old friend, Molly Tov, to the party. And if you thought the hordes inside were massive, you haven't seen anything yet. The feral obviously decided to follow me, and I'm not saying he's a massive pussy for being stunned by a 22 caliber, but I am saying it because he got stunned twice before getting his head popped. Christ, if that guy was any weaker, Jake Paul would be challenging him to a boxing fight. I eliminate another feral that seems like it's come from an infestation, but with all that noise far away from the heart, I can sneak back in and get to work. One lonely Zed sneaks in thinking he can get the jump on me, but he's quickly dealt with. But other than that, we're completely left alone to finish the job. I grab as much as I can from the heart, but as the pickup is already full with Farsight's loot, it's time to get out of here. We journey back home to drop off Farsight's belongings before using the infirmary to remove partial infection. But Stuart's job is not over yet, even if she already needs a lie down. That's why we have coffee. Instead, she makes her way towards Alexis Carter, a network trader that I intend on using to sell all the alcohol I've been brewing back at base. I also take the opportunity to pick up a compost bin to increase the yields of our farm. But that's not all that's on Stuart's hit list as she crosses the bridge back into the west side of Mika Valley. Our next play card is across the road from the previous, and I'm just saying it right now, this is without a doubt the best way I've ever taken down a heart in this game. To start, I down an energy drink to keep my lungs going, then get back to leg sweeping like I'm the Karate Kid, except I'm rocking the incredibly sharp Echo 2 Mamba. At this point, Big Stu has taken more feet than diabetes.
So if you've never seen this tactic before, chat, this is a good one for these black hearts, because so many zombies spawn and it takes so long to get a heart dead.
It takes a little while, but is incredibly useful, especially when a pod of bloaters wanders into your territory. I open the door to the farmhouse to allow them an easy entry, and lead the waddling little fucker directly towards the play cart, and when it's in position, I shoot it and ignite it with a molly. Okay, yes, I did get blown backwards off my feet, which let's be honest would usually be a good thing, am I right lads? The pop bloater combined with a molly causes a damage multiplier on the heart, and it's not too long before the entire thing drops quicker than a healthcare CEO in New York. From here we just need to wait out the bloater clouds, then we can head in and collect the goods. But now is probably a good time to give Stuart a rest, as removing limbs is really tiring work. Just ask Jeffrey Dahmer, that sick fuck slept like a baby after all of his dismemberments. Back to base, unload our spoils and take over as Jeffrey Dow, the last Red Talon who is yet to hit hero status.
Oh bloody hell, Jeffrey. You're stuck in a bloody chair. I've heard of a couch potato, but this is bloody ridiculous, don't you think?
Jeffrey decides he needs to make a statement of intent to the other community members, so picks out an area with 4 hearts all bundled together, and heads off in our military truck. This is Jeffrey's most dangerous quest yet, but if he's successful, he could potentially be seen as Stuart's right-hand man. After arriving in Plague territory, he picks out a spot in the middle of the 4 hearts to park up. But there doesn't seem to be many of the undead around. He opens up the warehouse door and several of them come flooding out. This is his chance. It's time to get chopping. He chops like he's never chopped before. He's like a Michelin chef combined with the murderous rage of a London teen. With that done, he can lock himself into the warehouse, equip his heavy weapon, and get to beating that meat like he's just discovered his penis for the first time. More of the undead are drawn to our location as the heart calls out for defense, but we've timed this to a T. The Zeds burst in and advanced on my location just as I complete the phase, and the gases then seep out of the sack of shit and ignite the horde that attempted to munch down on me. Now more and more of the undead will come to the defense of the heart, but I'm not done yet. More legs need to be removed. It's a process that takes time and dedication, but most importantly a bladed weapon, and a bloody sharp one at that.
Look at these guys, they're thick as shit. Why the hell are they climbing up this for?
Once I've done my bit to de-dangerize the area, it's time to get to work in making sure they never come back. I bash away with my heavy weapon, being careful to manage my stamina so I don't need any stimulants.
How the hell are you crawling under the bloody shutter? I might have to fucking finish you off, boys.
The little wormy boys continue to make progress, but it's too little too late as I complete the phase and the heart's defense system ignites the little bastards. While it takes a minute to disperse its gases, I move on to the next heart up the road. Although I can't quite complete that phase before getting jumped by a feral. But hey, the odd freak is barely an inconvenience on our way to glory. After leading it outside, Jeffrey can blast the little fucker in the face before completing the phase on the heart. No other Zeds seem to spawn in between phases, which means it's easy enough to get back to the warehouse and finish it off for good. A few more Zeds need their legs removed before I can claim the next phase. The next on my hit list is the seconds auto repair, but this is going to be much harder as I don't have a door I can close to keep out the crawlers. Nah, just kidding, it takes the little shits too long to travel and catch me up. Unlucky boys, better luck next time. Then it's back to the tagged up shop, but another feral wants to try and prevent my progress, so I lead it outside and explain to it very slowly why he's fighting a losing battle. From there, there's nothing stopping us from claiming victory, although the second phase in the auto shop doesn't go as smoothly as the first. You see, the crawlers are now spawn camping the play cart. The little cheating shits. You should know by now I'm the only one that's allowed to manipulate the game's mechanics for my own gain. As a solution to our crawler problem, I take regular breaks when attacking the heart to lead them back outside. This does add a fair bit of time onto our assault, but it's still much quicker than the normal way. While that phases, I head into the warehouse next door, but apparently now is the time for the game to spawn more hordes. Yet I have no idea why either. Then disaster strikes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had to do that. It was for the drama.
Well, for the drama, we head back into the warehouse, but a bloater has followed me inside and trapped me between 2 shelves.
No, please, bloater. Please do not trap me with your cloud. I am so... Boom.
Nah, obviously I'm fucking about. I shoot it and burn it, which again results in a damage multiplier ending the play card. Well, that was so much quicker than slapping meat with a hammer. Shame we can't get a bloater on every play card. From here, it's not much longer before we take the final phase, before cramming our pockets with as much loot as possible and travelling back over over the bridge to swap out our Peddler's Barbecue for another branch of Peddler's Barbecue. Goddamn chain restaurants taking away profits from the man. With landmines active, I also make sure to upgrade the outpost so I can drop off rucksacks. I can then spend the rest of the night ferrying loot back and forth the area we just cleared back to our new outpost. It takes several trips and a nasty infection.
Am I gonna... Oh shit, I am actually affected. Okay, I'm dicking about, but yeah.
Ultimately, the inner Brit in me succeeds as we plunder all the loot from the area. I even got myself a fancy new gun from a weapons cache nearby. And now it's time for Rotsack to take the wheel. And Rotsack decides to check out an enclave nearby, the Wandering Campers. The Wandering Campers are an allied enclave, meaning I can recruit someone for free, and I'm looking for a gardener. Sadly, I don't find one, but I do find Taylor. With his high health and gap in his skills, he should fit in perfectly. I intend on using one of my food outposts to teach him the gardening skill later, but for now I lead him to find his way back home while Rotsack goes on the assault. He's picked out a hearth in a barn, but he doesn't possess the patience or the prowess of Stuart or Jeffrey. Oh no, he's a blunt instrument meant to be wielded with might. As the horde surround him and the hearth, he drops a pipe bomb which does a really good job of clearing the area. With that, he can get a few hits in before more of the Zeds catch up to him, and when they do, it's time to light up the area. If you don't like fire, now is not the time to be watching. We managed 3 heavy hits before a crackhead sends me to my knees.
Okay, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
But I managed to break free and drop a pipe bomb. That stuns him, but I'm not able to get the final kill, but I'm pretty certain I managed to remove his armor. After running away from the barn, I can take the final shot. Sadly, the hordes have followed those gunshots, so I'm unable to make much progress. But that's why we brought mollies, baby. But not wanting to waste too many resources, it's time to get to swinging, and with the correct timing, we can keep the undead off us while also hitting the heart. This completes the phase, but that's just drawn more of the undead to the area. I take a long loop around the barn to try and spread them out before heading back in to once again smack that meat, which goes well.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Luckily, Rotsack is a die-hard veteran, which means his infection meter goes up half as quickly as a regular survivor.
Now, you might think we're in a bad way, and you wouldn't be wrong.
Any more exposure won't end well.
That's not true, dude. We pop plague cures like the fucking Skittles over on this channel.
Our infection meter ticks up, so sadly I've got to pull out before I need a 2-week course of antibiotics. I was hoping to complete the phase with all the Zeds around us to get the most bang for our buck when the heart tries to ignite us. Sadly, that didn't work out. Where's a bloater when you need one?
You know what? There's a bloater, 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 there's a bloater. Okay, yeah, that's not good. But yeah, that'll do.
I pop a cure as the damage multiplier ramps up, killing the heart. I kill a feral, collect the loot before taking down another heart in the area. And if you want to see the full breakdown of that attack, I'll leave my VOD channel linked in the description where you can check out all my live streams if you missed them. I stream on this YouTube channel and Twitch simultaneously, so feel free to come in and say hello. With that, Rotsack can make his way back to base after a successful day's graft. We can then take over as our newbie Taylor and teach him the gardening skill. Then finally we can upgrade our farm for maximum food yields. We then take over as Stuart, who has received a message from a previous acquaintance she knew before the apocalypse. She's recently entered town and is looking for a new home, so Stuart rushes over there to welcome her. Stuart, being the gracious leader she is, welcomes her with open arms and brings her into the community. So please welcome Ivory Matthews to the Cleaning Up the Nation team. They didn't know it at the time, but Ivory was hiding a dark secret. Next up is another large area of plague territory to clear, and also a potential friend that needs our assistance. So with a location picked out, our leader Stuart arms up ready for a casual stroll through the American suburbs, and then heads off in our military track. And I know you're probably really worried about the environmental impact that a journey like this can take on our world, but don't worry, I've been using all of our food resources to build biodiesel in our built-in stills. So not only can we save Mega Valley from the blood plague, but also polar bears from the melting ice caps. Yes, I am the good guy, and don't let anything that happens later in the video change that opinion. We arrive at the home of the Long Rangers, keen to build an allegiance to overturn the zombie uprising. Edward acknowledges our neutrality, but is also keen to build relations if we can assist in searching a nearby store.
Mate, I've already looted this store. This is like one of the best stores on the game. Especially in Lethal Zone, because there was a bug, they couldn't fix it, and there was like That and the place next door has like 2 building mats and 2 fuel supplies.
But I'm still more than happy to assist the guy in the hope of building trade relations. I clear the store and he gets to searching, even though we all know he isn't gonna find anything. Meanwhile, I realise I forgot to loot the place next door, so silently make my move. But hey, he's not suspicious on the fact he found nothing, and I walk away with a ton more supplies than I started with. Win-win. I get him home, the Long Rangers become friendly, and I can use our newfound friendship to fleece them off their medical supplies, while also selling them a parang I had no intention of using. But now it's time to get to the real work. There's 4 play carts within walking distance, and I have a tactic to eliminate them all with no problems. We can slicey McDicey the walkers into crawlers, which allows me to pretty quickly claim the first phase of the first play cart. But just when things are looking good, No Man's Land likes to kick you in the dick.
Oh look, there's a Juggernaut on the map.
Oh, you naive fool, in No Man's Land you don't just have one Juggernaut.
Oh god, there's 4 Juggernauts. There's 4 Juggernauts. Right, well that does throw the spanner in the works, I'm not gonna lie to you.
But for now at least they can't cause us any problems, as they can't get their fat heads through the regular sized doors. That means I can get another first phase ticked off, although that's mainly thanks to the Plague Zeds being too stupid to figure out where I was. After throwing myself out of the window like a 1940s banker, I once again attempt the leg sweep strat, but the Juggernauts are simply not gonna allow that. So I head to the neighbours, slipping through the back door, and after swiftly eliminating the few inside, we can get a few heavy swings on the heart, although we can't quite complete the phase before a jug bursts down the back door and the crowds flood inside. So I try using a molly to eliminate them, but it's quite clear there's too many to burn, so we have to move on. So it's back to the medical tent to get a few more hits in, but we're quickly overwhelmed and not wanting to waste one of the 3 stimulants I brought with me, I decide to climb onto the shipping container to catch my breath. Obviously the Zeds can still find their way up, but this isn't Noah's Ark, boys. 2x2 is not gonna be a problem. With my breath caught, I head back in to attack the heart.
Oh god! They can come in here? Ah! Okay, I'll be honest, I didn't realise that.
I managed to escape without a big boy splitting me in 2, but this might actually work to my advantage. All the zombies are piled together and the game can only spawn a certain amount, so if I can get back to the heart upstairs, I might be able to complete another phase uninterrupted. Although as I'm already here, it would make sense to claim the first phase of the garage heart, as it was only 2 hits away. And suddenly my minimap is lit up like a Russian platoon. But still, I managed to confuse the Zeds beforehand just by hiding behind the heart. Maybe I can repeat that again. But apparently these Zeds are slightly smarter than the previous, so it's time to burn anything and everything. Somehow 2 managed to survive my cleansing, and even more just pile into the room. Well, if you fail once, try and try again, right? But by killing one, another will simply spawn in its place. The best bet is to simply retreat and lead them away. I managed to sneak back to the medical tent to get a few more swings in.
I am completely lost of how many. Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
Well, that's certainly less than ideal. Obviously I've got cures, but that's not what I'm worried about. After all that sneaking, I've just alerted everything nearby by killing the pissing crackhead. But hey, I'm Welsh. Being a shepherd is in my DNA. I'll herd them in one direction, then just slip in the other.
Oh god, oh god.
For the numerically challenged, that's 4 crackheads itching at the possibility of turning our leader Stuart into a hashtag. I have to eliminate them, but I'm gonna need to keep my distance if I want to survive the encounter. I can calmly remove the first from existence with 3 swift headshots before dodging the second. I get 2 shots on him, but without breaking the armor before having to dodge from the fear of getting my rear smashed in. For once, a Juggernaut comes in with the assist, stunning a crackhead, allowing me to snipe him off. 2 down, 2 to go, but now the Juggernaut is back on their side. Luckily I can keep rolling like Limp Bizkit taught us all back in the day. Ignoring that minor mishap. Luckily Stuart is quick to her feet and manages to avoid any more trauma, and I toss a molly to try and slow down the ferals. And as you can see, it didn't work at all, but I am able to remove the armor of one before avoiding the charge of the second. I run around the corner, 1 shot removes the armor, and my second not only eliminates him, but his crackhead friend behind him. That's a 2-in-1 if I've ever seen it before. And just when I thought I was safe, a 5th prick is waiting in the wings to try and disembowel me, which worked out well for him.
Well, chat, if anybody's keeping count, just want to say that's about 45,000 fucking knobheads.
Turning my attention back to the plague arts, I try to lead a bloater into the medical tent, but a 6th crackhead prevents that. So with no stimulants remaining, I climb onto a shipping container, and when the bloater finally pops, I drop a molly, painting a beautiful picture in the process. Sadly, it wasn't close enough to do any damage to the heart, but at least I can drop a sick double roly-poly before eliminating the plague feral pursuing me. Back in the garage where I manage 9 full power swings without phasing, before having to dip as the hordes encroach on my area. Into the house with the heart upstairs, where I am able to complete the 2nd phase before once again throwing myself through a window. Barely a sprained ankle. What an absolute beast. And now I've got to escape another crackhead with 0 stamina. Certainly not ideal, so I climb a bus to separate us from the horde, smack the crackhead in the face before mag dumping over his pretty little corpse. Back to the medical tent, and even though the progress is slow due to me not being able to recover my stamina fast enough, we do eventually complete the phase. But as I've eaten away at almost all of my resources, I think it's time for a tactical retreat. I just pray the juggernauts have wandered off by the time I return. I have an outpost on the east side of Meager, and this time make sure to grab a double stack of mollies just in case. Then it's back on the road, just praying the juggernauts will no longer be a problem. Early signs look promising as I park up. With no Zeds in the immediate area, I shift my focus to attacking the heart in the garage. That is until a feral bursts down the door, but it's okay, I know exactly how to handle that. Although a combination of the heart assault and the loud door slamming has alerted a couple of the Zeds. Luckily my sword is sharp and ready to conquer.
Wait, was there zombie? Oh my god, how many zombies were upstairs?
You should know how this works by now. High on enough caffeine to give a moose a heart attack, I remove more legs than a drunk driver. With the little wormy boys no longer able to open doors, I'm safe to lock myself away, complete the phase, kill a crackhead, remove even more legs before finally claiming victory. 1 down, 3 to go. And as it's already been softened up, the medical tent goes by without incident. But I then turn my attention to the heart I'm yet to touch in the slightest. And I didn't realise there was a bloater hiding away in the bedroom, so sadly I wasn't able to capitalise on an easy victory. That attracts too many to take on in close quarters, so outside I kill a feral, then get back to slicing, which gives me enough time to take the first phase. While it's spewing its gases, I make the journey to the other heart, and that goes down without incident. Nah, just kidding, I get infected and have to perform our 75th arson, but ignoring that, we get the heart dead, and for the 3rd time throw ourselves out to the top floor. Damn, those knees are gonna need a serious bubble bath, Stu. Then on the final heart of the 4, a bloater sneaks in, pops, and I burn everything to the ground, killing the heart. With another area of the map cleared, it would make sense to move an outpost down this way, so I abandon my ammo outpost, loot 4 plague carts, then set my sights on the army and navy store nearby. With it claimed, landmines are set and the upgrade underway, I'm safe to unload and finish searching the area. Finding 1 sack of meds in the corner pharmacy, combined with 3 meds I picked up from the plague carts, we drop off an insane 4 medical supplies into the community to keep everybody fighting fit. And guess what? Well, that was about as predictable as the Hawk Tour crypto pump and dump. Stamina will drain faster, we have a higher chance of failing a fast search, and fatigue will occur quicker. Just need the 3 medical supplies to get it sorted. Moving on, it's time to tag in our latest recruit, Ivory Matthews. But Stuart's friend from before the apocalypse is hiding a dark secret. She's a vegan! No, sorry, cannibal. She's a cannibal, she eats people. So she heads off to check which enclaves would have the best potential to become hamburgers. So first on the list is Heather of the Selective Scavengers. She wants to scavenge a nearby restaurant, and I'm sure you'll agree, that's the perfect place for a cannibal. So Heather and I make our way there, but with it being so deep into plague territory, we could be in for a nasty surprise. We arrive at Jester's chicken shop and my instincts kick in, having to cook any potential food. And as always, mollies are a quick and effective way of eliminating a problem. This pleases Heather,
That's sure nice of you.
who doesn't even request a lift back home, just wanders alone back through plague territory. Maybe she could hear my stomach growling or something and that put her off. Oh well, onwards and upwards. Ivory Matthews makes her way to our army and navy outpost, where she can craft herself some bloater grenades. Humans are notoriously difficult to deal with, and I like to pre-season my meat before slaughter. She then makes her way to the long ranges and instinctively starts breaking the Geneva Convention. But to be honest, they're just happy to walk it off. Obviously, chemical warfare can be an accident, right? But hey, at least they've been softened up a little, so after I threaten them, they'll be easier to take on, especially as there's 6 of them. I toss my final bloater grenade, then lay down some suppressive fire, but sadly the preceding gunfight just attracts the juggernauts we were having issues with earlier. Well, don't mind me, I think that's my cue to get out of here. Sadly, I can't be harvesting steaks and ribs if the juggernauts have already eaten all the best bits. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to be considerably quieter going forward. However, I still believe bloater grenades to be the best way to go. So after crafting some more, I set my sights on my next target. Conveniently, they've actually got a mission for me. A plague cure, you say? Of course I'll help find some. I'll be right back.
Fire in the hole!
Sorry, but my finger slipped. But to be honest, these guys are just super polite. No matter how many bloater grenades I drop, I can't even threaten them. Your mother's a dirty slag. Apparently, there's nothing I can do to shatter the bond our 2 enclaves have formed. In fact, they're so polite I feel bad and just end up giving them the plague cure they want. God damn it, we might actually be the worst cannibal in zombie apocalypse history. Luckily, there's another enclave nearby and they're neutral. Surely it won't be a problem to eliminate these so we can feast on their fibula. But first I realised they're willing to trade medical supplies, which is useful as we need 3 for under the weather. But with niceties out of the way, I can threaten them, and after a tense standoff,
Leave, before I change my mind.
I just start blasting, downing the first almost immediately. And not much longer later, the second, and then finally the third follows. Finally, I'm able to harvest their organs. 3 packs of meaty snacks per person. I'll then be able to turn them into a single food resource back at base in my tasting room. But why stop at one enclave when you can feast upon them all? With the sun set, Ivory Matthews makes her way north towards the weekday warriors. But a mixture of arrogance and the lust for flesh makes her believe she can take on a 7-man enclave solo. And while things start off pretty successfully as we pre-cook a few of our victims, we are quite simply outmanned.
Oh no! No, 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 no! Not like this! Not like this! No! 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 God damn it! Take the painkillers, you stupid bastard! Take the painkillers! No! No! You stupid twat!
Damn, I guess Ivory really is the worst cannibal in zombie apocalypse history. Rotsack takes command, but as the entire Cleaning Up the Nation team is still unaware of Ivory's meal plan, there's a lot of confusion as to why the weekday warriors decided to kill one of our own. But with our only vehicle now being in the possession of the murderous bastards, Rotsack has to complete the entire journey on foot. Well, that is until he remembers where Farsight left her yellow pickup. At least now we can provide ourselves with some additional cover if they turn on us.
Oh, boys, how come you fucked up my mate then?
You seen that? They shot first, I'm just finishing off the job. Rotsack, being the tactical genius he is, can start the cleanup process. Ignoring the singed eyebrow, of course. Slowly but surely, he can pick them off, even taking advantage of the high ground when necessary. Historically, it's always been a sound military tactic. The final man falls victim to the undead, and once I've nailed those corpses with my thick rear end, I search Ivory Matthews' body, retrieving her belongings, including several smelly packets of meat. Well, you can't waste food in the apocalypse. Kinda tastes like bacon, but slightly gone off. After finding out about Ivory's murder, Heather from the Selective Scavengers radios us offering us free food. Perhaps it's a cultural thing. You bring food to a funeral to help a grieving family, or maybe it's a late payment for Ivory helping out earlier. Either way, we aren't gonna turn down free food, and even though it does smell a bit, it's actually delicious, so I buy out their entire supply. So not only do we head home with 6 sacks of delicious food, but also 3 medical supplies that Ivory must have been collecting on her journey. What a girl. We shall miss her very much.
Right, so I think what we're going to do today, we got 3 play carts down this way. Well, we've got a hostile enclave, weirdly, but they'll probably be dead by the time we get there. Don't worry about them. I think probably down this way, deal with these 2, and then that one as well, because ultimately we should be... Hello?
Fucking Jesus!
Joe?
I need an EpiPen!
Joe! What the fuck?
I've got diabetes, mate. I've got diabetes. I'm
Dude,
fucking dying.
I thought you were
Oh,
dead.
I need a fucking donut or something. Jesus Christ.
Come on in, son. Come on in. Fucking take a poo. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
thanks, mate. Cheers, pal.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Fuck.
I thought you were dead.
Oh, Oh, mate, I've seen some shit out there. Some zombie tried to give me a fucking striptease, and I kept saying no, no, no. But then they just kept going. And I was like, whoa, whoa, get the dick out your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, geez, I'm out of here.
Bloody
I
hell.
came running back, trying to find myself a donut on the way here, because you know what I mean, sugar levels and all that keeps the spirits high. And
get
there's
you.
fuck all out there.
Get that in you. That'll sort you out.
Cheers, mate, thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
Woo!
Seeing as my introduction was so rudely interrupted, let's do this again. There's 3 plague hearts in this area, and through the power of friendship, and a copious amount of ammunition and incendiaries, get them all dead as fuck. For once Jeffrey arms up rather conservatively, then Joe and I can make our way there in our military truck. We make the 1300 meter journey with no issues, however the plague heart is right next to an infestation, which means our first quest is to eliminate a crackhead that wants to feast on our cheeks. Well, with that ticked off, it's time to get chopping. I can then teach Joe the way of the blade. But not in an incel sort of way. We're definitely the cool guys in this situation. The only animated tits I've ever seen was narrated by David Attenborough. With all the Zeds now resembling slugs, I can sneak into where the heart is dwelling and start beating that tanky sack. That is until a feral interrupts proceedings. I lead it outside where I can deal with it simple enough, but while I'm dealing with its friends that were attracted by the gunshots, Joe gets a nasty surprise.
Oh, feral Joe!
Oh, fuck my life!
I got it. I got you, bro. I got you. Got him. He's dead.
Shit.
The gunshots might have attracted a few more, though.
While I continue to remove more legs than a half-price carnival ride, Joe heads inside to take on the plague heart. When I finish my dismemberment spree, I head inside and realise he's hit in the heart with a bloody hatchet. Don't get me wrong, the thought and the work ethic is amazing, but using a hatchet on a black heart is about as effective as using a condom when she's already in labour. Thankfully, me and my heavy mallet can get the heart over the line. 3 more Zeds must lose their ability to walk while the gases dissipate, but with none of the undead able to reach the door handles, we complete the second phase before taking a small break to enjoy the view.
Oh, you're playing with fire and I love it. I love it.
Come on.
Go on, no balls. Now close. Now close. There he goes.
And from there, the final phase goes by just as easily. I collect the loot, but then we gotta shoot, as Joe's earlier interaction with a feral has left him in dire need of medical treatment. We make our way to my food outpost on the east side of Miga, where I make the decision to upgrade my ammo outpost to level 3 as our supplies are getting a little short, whilst also crafting some more in our workshop. Okay, time for another plan. I need to get this plague heart dead, but we're really gonna struggle with a level 3 infestation next door. 2 crackheads and a fat fuck might be your definition of a good time, but I'm more of a beer and a takeaway kind of guy. So this time it's Joe at the wheel. I'm gonna do an undead drive-by of sorts while he keeps the car moving. On foot, I run in, worried about what sort of disaster I'm about to walk into. Nice of the Juggernaut to be playing peekaboo, by the way. I kick in the door and all 3 screamers are stood there waiting. I drop a molly which ignites the 2 behind, but I have to fight the screamers cold before I can headshot the front man.
Boom. Done.
Oh, okay. Fucking hell, that was quick.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm a quick boy.
Apologies to my wife for that one. I head towards the main road to meet Joe, but he's gone around the other side of the warehouse. I manage to evade the thousands of hungry fingers, only to realise Joe is now being pursued by 2 plague ferals. But at least he's in a car and can outrun them. Guess who they tried to latch onto next?
Oh, energy drink time. Need to.
Why have you gone that way?
Why? Because I'm being run. I'm chasing the fucking ferals, man.
Right, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Headshot now!
Oh, you're not gonna believe this.
Oh, let me guess. What?
Fuck!
Is the car fucked?
Yeah, kind of.
Luckily, the car was only stuck on a rock, so Joe can use the radio stack command to get out, which teleports him right next to me. With the infestation dealt with, we can now leave the hordes to wander off on their own before returning later to deal with the plague heart. So for now, we head to the third of the area, which just so happens to be in a barn, and Joe knows exactly how to handle this one.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing, bitch. Kind of.
Oh my
No, I
god.
don't know how to do this.
Just get the zombie. Just get the zombie off us. Get the zombie off us. Go.
Get up.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
It won't let me out. Get.
There we go. Just get out the car.
We make it outside into the open, and I put Joe on a secret mission. Distract all of the undead.
Oh, lovely. I'm a great distraction. Come on, bitches.
That allows me to slip in and reposition the car, which as you can see goes brilliantly. Joe also makes it inside to safety, but if you think this heart's death is a formality, think again.
Run, 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 run. Joe, get out the way. Oh, Jesus.
I'm a part.
Yeah.
I ran out of stamp.
I also take a second to appreciate how moronic the undead are.
Oh, yeah, look at all these morons.
God,
They can't figure
look at
out
that.
they're like 1 step away from a free meal.
With no more issues, we can get the heart dead, collect the loot, and then it's time to escape.
Boom, hold on to your hats. Woohoo!
I don't think I'm wearing one.
Well, if you're not wearing a hat, try holding onto your helmet instead.
if you know what I mean. We again retreat to the food outpost to unload and collect our thoughts. Then once the truck has been refueled and repaired thanks to Joe's lack of cohesion, I swap to our leader Stuart to finish off the final heart in the south.
Fucking easy. It was smashing this.
Easy, easy. Thankfully the Juggernaut is no longer present when we arrive back in the area, and while I get to chopping legs, Joe distracts on a shipping container nearby. That means I can quietly and effectively take down the first phase. In my head, right, I think that dropping a molly burns up the gases quicker. I'm pretty certain it doesn't, as you can see, the gases are still there, but in my head. With that more spawn in, and I can take down a Screamer with some sexy cinematography, cut off another leg or three, before realising my sidearm is also powerful enough to remove limbs. And with Joe helping with the distraction, it's not long before we can complete the second phase. There is another horde of 20 zombies coming, just to let you know.
No, that's good. We'll be long gone by the time that happens.
And to be fair, Joe does a pretty decent job of trying to distract them, but when they're banging on my back door, it's time to whip out the Molotov. I continue my assault, but this time it's the front door that needs some attention. But gratefully, that was enough to delay the incoming horde so I can defeat the heart, collect the loot, and Joe and I can escape together.
It's like Jesus went, you know what, let's put two gods of a video game together. That was very almost poor timing of what I was about to say.
That would have been so poor timing. We pay another visit to my outpost, but next up we need to deal with some invaders. I don't know how, but having outlaws in the town will make me more clumsy and increase inflation. Although before we try to take down an unknown amount of big bad hostiles, we should probably warm up with a smaller group, right? Well, these guys are actually in desperate need of our help as they're being sieged by the undead, but they don't seem to have their priorities in order as they immediately try to kill me on arrival, which turns out not to be great for their longevity. And once you kill one, you've obviously got to kill them all to prevent any kind of retaliation. As Mike Hermantraut would say, no half measures. And as hostiles can often have useful items on them, I want to loot their corpses, so herd the undead into one area before dropping a molly to clear the majority. Although there is now also a feral, and to try and take it out silently so we have more time to loot, I try luring it onto me so I can take it out with the door, but that feral only has eyes for one man. Luckily I can save him by stunning the feral with my sidearm before using my knife to finish the job. I can then get to looting, but other than some stimulants and some mediocre weapons, we leave empty-handed. The outlaws are located somewhere in the northwest, so as we're driving past, we stop at base to unload and lick our wounds. I'm also bringing along a little something special as the Geneva Conventions expired when the undead rose and started to eat the living. So with that, it's time to implicate Joe into all of my future war crimes. If we're ever court-martialed, I'll simply weep like a little bitch and tell everyone it was his idea. On the way, we come across a supply drop that's alerting the undead nearby. I can quickly grab the useful shit and make an escape with Joe stood safely on the roof of the car. If you're aiming, you can't get knocked off so easily.
Oh, fuck. Please do not make me go flying.
I'm gonna do my best. With him back in the vehicle, we make our way towards the outlaws, and on this occasion at least it seems like there's only 3 of them. Well, this is gonna be a bloody cakewalk. Pretty quickly we realise one of them has a gas launcher, so we probably shouldn't walk in there all guns blazing. Instead, with one of them already dead, I climb onto the car using the caravan as cover, leading them both into the open where a single bloater grenade can finish the job. Hopefully nobody lights a cigarette, otherwise it's lights out for the team. Right, 1's dead.
I got it.
2's dead. With that, it's time for another burning strat before I'm able to collect the gas launcher. And seeing as one of our old cars are here from previously, it makes sense that Joe drives one while I take the other. I mean, seeing as this is going so well, do you want to race?
Yeah, hang on. Okay, go.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I was putting a waypoint on! It's a hard-fought contest on a nearly straight road, with 2 nearly identical vehicles, making the entire thing nearly pointless. That is until Joe misses his turn in, and I can sneak in for the cheeky victory. Yeah, baby. Oh man, that was some exhilarating driving. After unloading, Stuart heads off solo to clear a few siege sites that have built up in our absence. I spend 2,000 of my 3,000 influence on upgrading one of my food outposts, then start converting ethanol into whiskey. With that done, it's time to head back on the road as Heather of the Selective Scavengers has a small request. And as we've really grown close to the community over the past few days or weeks, it only feels right to help them out once again. They really helped us out last time with those cheap food supplies. I speak to Heather and she's like, all 7 of us are actually pretty lonely. If you happen to meet anyone looking for a place to stay, any chance you could bring him to us? I'm like, of course I can, and I think I might know exactly where someone could be. But it's going to be a dangerous mission to save him stuck between 2 play carts, so I've got to make sure Joe is up for the job. So we're gonna have to be like quite quiet. Do you reckon we can handle
Ninjas.
that?
Yeah, hang on. I know just what to do. Give me a second.
After the quickest of quick changes, we make our way there, to Sud City Laundry. To make things worse, as well as a copious amount of plague arts, we also have an infestation to play around. We take refuge on a shipping container to come up with a plan, but the best plan we can come up with is for me to rush solo while Joe distracts from safety. Although this be a no man's land, we do have to do a bit of cleaning up before asking the bloke if he wants to come with me. He does, which is great news, despite him running away from me. Me and Max make our escape in the pickup, sadly leaving Joe behind in the process. Nah, just kidding, the tether system kicks in and brings Joe to us safely. We drop Max off and you'll be glad to know he's very happy safe at his new community. We then head home to arm up as we have a pretty serious issue on the horizon. An out for blood curveball causing anarchy surrounding all of our remaining plague arts. To continue, we must eliminate the heart causing the mutation. We take over as Rotsack, who arms up appropriately. As the last time we had this curveball, it was disaster after disaster, but this time I've got Joe. We have brought both our vehicles with us to the assault in the hope we can block off the door, allowing us for an easy victory. Sadly, this warehouse has 3 entrances and a level 2 infestation next door. That means both juggernauts and crackheads to worry about. Still, I tell Joe to use his pickup to block an entrance while I do the same. But it's fair to say things don't get off to the best start, as apparently we now have super strength ferals. Luckily, with me at the wheel, I can keep everybody safe, except you. You can fuck off. With 2 cars blocking the entrances and Joe distracting a feral in a field, I'm safe to run through the only other entrance and start my assault. I toss a flare next to the heart, then follow up with 4 bloater grenades, which completes the phase. Well, I might as well drop my final 2, which not only lightens me up, but if my math serves me correctly, puts us halfway between the second phase. I then take a second to save Joe in that field from that crackhead, before heading back inside to start beating the heart some more.
Oh, that's not good.
The car is spontaneously combusted, which means a juggernaut is likely using it as a plaything. And guess who didn't bring a toolkit?
I got the juggy on me, so I'm gonna lure him away.
While Joe does that, I lead the undead out of the warehouse, close the door behind me and complete the second phase. Then it's time to try and lure away the copious amounts of the undead with our last remaining vehicle. It was also a good opportunity for Joe and I to regroup. When we move back into position, the hordes haven't moved an inch, wasting all of our time, but at least now I can properly seal up both the back doors. And this time when I head back in, I've got Joe to defend the only entrance, which means I can take it down without any more of the undead interrupting me. We can then loot and escape, marking a monumental victory. We started this series with 72 black hearts, now only 13 remain, admittedly most of which are now all awake because of our actions, so it's not going to be easy going forward, but we shall succeed. We shall defeat the Blood Plague, and your Cleaning Up the Nation team will cement themselves in victory. Joe must head back to his own community, but we shall continue. I'm still converting food to fuel to keep up with my insane amount of molly production, as well as converting my chemical supplies into ammo using our workshop. I also decided to turn some of those fuel supplies into bloater gas grenades. The last time I used these, it took 4 to take out a single phase, which means I need 12 to eliminate an entire black heart. I make 36 in total, and with 3 flares, that means I should be able to eliminate 3 black hearts without needing to put myself in major danger. My plan is to start in the east, taking out the 2 on the edge, then working our way towards the massive collection in Willow Grove. I figure it's our hacker Rose's time to shine, as so far she hasn't exactly had ample opportunity to show off her skills, so armed and deadly with a trunk full of bloater gas, she takes off. Feeling the love and support of the community behind her, nothing can stop her now. After making her way to the area of the first 2 hearts, I decide to park up a safe distance away so my loud engine doesn't attract a shit ton of knobheads. After all, I'm gonna need plenty of alone time to drop 12 bloater grenades before a flare can die out. Although because of the location of a level 2 infestation between the 2 hearts, which includes a crackhead, I figure it's for the best to take it out first. And to be fair, a single molly does eliminate half the problem almost immediately. The shotgun then proves its ability as the ultimate crackhead remover, but let me know your ideal crackhead remover in the comment section. Last on the list is a screamer, which goes by without an issue, then on to the plague art. However, with 4 following me, I need to eliminate them first to get as much lone time as possible, but this being no man's land, it's not long before things escalate pretty seriously. In the end, I decide to say fuck it and rely on the ignited bloater grenades to deal with the hordes. But now the hordes are lit, I can't risk dropping a bloater grenade without igniting myself. I managed to drop 4 in total, although 1 did very seriously mess up my health. But with the 4th ignited, it completes the first phase, although the flare has now expired and the hordes are overwhelming, so now it's time for a tactical retreat. Did I say retreat? Sorry, what I meant was head straight for the other heart. Unfortunately, there's still a shit ton around here, so I run back to the car to lead them away while also taking the opportunity to stock up on bloater grenades. But when that doesn't work, it's time to whip out the shotty and herd them the old-fashioned way, using loud noises to group them all together. So I climb a nearby silo, but that doesn't seem to work, so I think it's probably another case of time to say fuck it and see what happens. With an energy drink flowing through my system, I run back towards the old corral, carefully leading the pursuing hordes down the corridor in the back. But that wasn't needed, as I managed to drop 5 more grenades, which results in the termination of the heart while also slightly singeing me in the process. I then loudly deal with the crackhead before realising my health has plummeted even further thanks to that self-immolation. I need to get that other heart done quickly so he can escape and give Rose a break. So I make my way through the barn to try and shake off the pursuing hordes, and that allows me to get back to the house completely alone. Then with all the doors sealed, it's time to drop that flare and start exploding.
1, 2... Wait, what? Why is that not going off?
When in doubt, I suppose a Molotov can assist you.
You stupid bastard!
With the flare glitched, I head outside to deal with a feral, but even more damage is taken.
Nope, keep moving. Ah! I can't believe the bloater gas would screw me that hard.
Then not realising I had already dropped my final molly, a Zed hits me into my own gas cloud.
No! Move! No! Rose!
What?
Are you serious right now? You son of a bitch!
Another fallen team member taken too soon. R.I.P. Rose, you were amazing in your own right, even if you never really lit the world around you. R.I.P. Queen, I hope you find peace in Valhalla. To rub salt into the wounds, we've also lost our 6th outpost slot, as her hacker ability is no longer functioning. So it's time for Jeffrey Dow to make up for her loss. In just 300 meters, there's a damaged car with fuel in, and we can collect it and make our way to the scene of Rose's last stand.
Looks like there's no zombies around here, other than Rose, obviously. R.I.P.
With Rose put to rest, we rummage through her pockets and store anything we don't currently need in the shitbox we found en route. With that, Jeffrey can do what he does best, slapping strange meat in the dark that obviously alerts everybody nearby. With that, it's time to shoot another crackhead in the face.
Shit!
God damn, we're really not painting ourselves in glory here, are we?
No!
Luckily, I managed to pop a cure and a feral before becoming another statistic. And after another 3 heavy hits, we can complete the phase.
Oh yeah, that'll do.
Having not looted the heart we destroyed earlier, I head in that direction while the gases dissipate and the hordes gather in the heart's defense. Although the loot is rather underwhelming to say the least. Still, I store the fuel sack and the Tommy gun in the yellow pickup, then make our way back to the heart, and it seems the hordes have wandered off for now. I manage another 4 heavy swings before a feral catches me, so I've got to head outside to take it out. I then try using some of Rose's bloater grenades mixed with the mollies Jeffrey brought with him. And that almost ended the very same way as Rose. That's it, the house must be a problem. Certainly no skill issue over here, no siree. I stick myself in the corner and swing more wildly than a 40-year-old married couple trying to relight the spark before burning everything to the ground. I then notice a bloater nearby and try luring the big gooey bastard into position. Unfortunately though, the pop wasn't close enough to the heart and I nearly get my head blown off in the process. But seeing as everything is now burned up, I can get some good one-on-one time with the heart and complete the 2nd phase just as a feral arrives. Unfortunately, that does result in Jeffrey's 2nd infection in as many phases. Not great for his longevity. Also not great for the feral's longevity. Although at this point, frankly, I've had enough of the mental amounts of the undead, so I hop into our temporary shitbox and start ramming the little fuckers with my arse. Our rear end hasn't been hit this hard since the heights of the Catholic Church, but that maneuver did give me the peace I needed to end the heart for good.
Boom! Shit! No!
Sadly, Jeffrey slips away, following Rose down a darkened tunnel towards the light at the other side. It's what I should be saying. The legend that is Dow beats off the crackhead and his friends and manages to throw himself through a window onto the safety of his vehicle.
Oh my... Jeffrey!
From there, he eliminates the feral from safety, drives the burning shitbox to our yellow pickup, and makes his way back to base. And with just 8 HP remaining. Only legends can pull it back from the brink like that, and Jeffrey Dow is certainly in the realms of legends.
Oh my god.
Fuck's sake, if I'd kickflipped myself into a bloater there, I think I would just throw my PC through a fucking window. We get back and it's only right for our leader Stuart to take over from here. Sometimes you need a leader to step in and take ownership of the team's mistakes. So once again, with a truck full of bloated gas and an additional flare we found along the way, we set off to our next destination. 2 isolated hearts to the south of the rest. But Stuart has something the other team members have seemed to be lacking so far today: composure. She knows what works and will continue to do so as long as it keeps the community alive, while also being able to make progress against the blood plague. With all the local walkers being turned into crawlers, she can start her assault, focusing on the heart that's already awake to fizzle out any current infestations. She manages to complete the first phase uninterrupted, but that attracts more to the area, so it's back to chopping legs. But now a Juggernaut has also entered the game, which could make any more leg chopping impossible. Luckily, the big brute can't get his fat head inside buildings, so I'm able to complete the second phase of the heart with no problems. While the gas dissipates, I head inside to start my attack in the gun shop, but before I can complete that phase, more hordes are drawn to my location, and fearing the Juggernaut, I head through the back door and hop a small fence into the gun range, where the Juggernaut shouldn't be able to cause a problem. From there, I can remove the legs of anything that's moving, before completing the first phase of the gun shop heart.
Juggernaut is frozen. He doesn't know what's going on.
Then not much longer later, we take out the final phase in the Tartan Mart, and the final 2 phases in the gun shop go by without incident also. Being very grateful for those additional stimulants, I store the rest of the useful loot in the pickup. But there's one thing I haven't been paying attention to.
Oh shit, chat, I didn't even realise. I thought you were winding me up in the stream chat.
Bangonomics and No Man's Land is a match made in the fiery pits of hell itself. But at least I know of its existence now. There definitely could have been worse places to realise it. After parking up a little further down the road, I climb into the pickup bed to sort out our loot appropriately, making sure I've got myself 12 bloater grenades for what's coming. I head for my next target, putting as many obstacles between me and the hordes to put them off the scent. That gives me the time needed to sneak in, drop the flare, and then the 12 bloater grenades to take down the heart easily. Wait, why the bloody hell is it still alive? How the hell do I fuck this up every time? I head in the opposite direction to the heart, popping and suppress shots to lure the hordes away from the area. But when I return, the warehouse is still bursting with the undead, so outside I climb onto a substation next to a level 3 infestation. And from there I can use the bottleneck where the Zeds climb up to my advantage to easily eliminate 2 crackheads. 1 grenade blast and a heavy hit later can complete the phase, which means 12 bloater grenades only managed 1 phase. What the shit? Leaving chaos behind me, I make our way to the next closest placard. This time, maintaining stealth, I eliminate the few inside. Then I'm able to complete a phase without interruption, but with the heart calling for protection, it's time to get out of here. I lose any pursuers by heading through a nearby warehouse, and by the time I get back to the other heart, there's nothing in the area, so I can get several heavy hits in before a feral spawns. I lead it outside to take it out safely, before rushing back to the other heart, where I'm able to complete the second phase, although not without almost becoming infected. Using my usual tactics to evade any pursuers, I get back to the other heart and beat it until completion, then manage to grab anything of any use from the husk before legging it back to the car for a tactical retreat to allow things to calm down. However, there is one thing I've forgotten.
Oh god, I forgot about Bangonomics. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. This is very bad. Jump! I can't jump! I can't jump! I can't jump! Stuart!
Luckily, I managed to avoid the explosion and hide nearby.
Oh god, I forgot about Bangonomics, man.
Usually that would have been a disaster. However, I have an advanced toolkit in the back of the vehicle, so as long as I can clear the area enough, I should be able to escape without any issues. Unfortunately, there is a big boy that's gonna cause issues, so first I've got to lead him away from the car.
I can lose you easily. Oh god, he's fast, he's fast. Come on, Jug, over here, please. Come on, Juggy, you so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, you're an idiot.
After slipping through the gun store, I can get the car repaired, and I can make a very slow getaway. But with us finally on the road, it's finger to the casing. No braking, even if I wanted to. If I let off, the car will stutter, and that'll potentially cause issues, likely leading to my own demise.
Pretty certain I will have the... Oh god, I shouldn't have done that. Oh god. Come on, start! Start! Start, you piece of shit!
Luckily, it kicks in at the right time, and I use landmines to deal with the 3 pursuers. After taking the time to unload our spoils, I swap out to Rotsack as Stuart is gonna start getting fatigued pretty soon. I don't want to end up trapped in a dangerous area, unable to escape because of... Luckily, Rotzak has a plan to eliminate the final 8 hearts. Becoming part of the Horde, nearly hidden from the flesh-eating bastards, has gotta be the best way to handle our remaining problems. Sadly, in his haste to grab everything he needed, there was one thing he forgot. Did you spot what was missing? He picks out the ideal location, which just so happens to be across the road from our friends the Selective Scavengers. It's nice knowing if we fall on hard times, we'll be able to rely on them. With Scent Block active, we start battering, and for a moment it seems like everything is going according to plan. Then a feral enters, and as they can smell through Scent Block, if close enough, I start blasting.
Oh, you son of a bitch! What the fuck?
I then drop a firebomb, which certainly doesn't help the health situation, and that's when the penny drops.
Wait, did I not bring painkillers? Oh, you stupid man. You stupid man.
I then try to weaponize a nearby bloater, and still end up taking damage.
Oh, god damn it.
With health low, we need to get out of this situation.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Rotzak, the bloater.
Somehow I managed to get back to my feet and escape.
Dude. I need an emergency. I need some medicine. Emergency medicine.
In my desperation for meds, I head towards a nearby enclave, but all they're interested in is building materials. Building materials, love? What the fuck you gonna build in here? This place is a shithole. Find whatever, useless bastards. Luckily, my BFFs are in the chicken shop next door.
What's he saying?
Let's get him!
Wait, what? No, Rotzak!
I call thymine!
No!
It's the best part!
What the shit?
Wait, they eat people? Oh, fuck, I think I'm about to throw up.
Yeah, no shit, dude. You've been eating all their food.
Betrayed by my own friends. Justice must be absolute and full of violence. But not right now. It seems my hiding confused him and he's rushed off into plague territory on his own. But don't worry, we'll be seeing more of them later. For now, we have much bigger problems. Our health is lower than the IQ of a TikTok comment section, and I've got no way to recover it, and we can't escape thanks to... Luckily, I have big brain.
There we go. It's smart. Trust me. Trust. There we go. I can now sprint again. Oh, God.
Back up to slightly under half health, we now have full mobility, but I won't feel fully comfortable until I have some painkillers in my back pocket. But what's the best way to get painkillers in this situation? Batter the heart until we're gifted some.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh. Bad news, Rotzak. Bad news. Come on. Get up there. Come on, Roddy boy. Give me those meds, baby. Give me those meds. Yes, I'll take that. There's 2 hearts up here, so all that's calling all them. I'm gonna go and fight them. We're halfway there. Whoa! Living on a prayer. In my hand, we'll take it elsewhere. Whoa! That's all I know, unfortunately. Didn't like that, did you little shithead? Right, another energy drink. 2 more stims remaining. Do not tell me that car's dead. Oh, it is destroyed. Oh, God. I'm stuck. No, I'm not. Fine. Oh, God, no. He's putting me back in the cloud. This one's going to be a special one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you bastard. Be the hero you were meant to be. That was a monumental moment. I know some of you might not appreciate it if you just tune in now, but that was the 69th player card we have killed in No Man's Land. 69, baby.
One final heart remains in No Man's Land. After abandoning a food outpost, I create another, then spend 5 collecting all the resources from the numerous hearts Rotzak has just taken down on his own. But that task has left its mark, so it's time to swap to Stuart in an act of poetry. She took down the first heart in No Man's Land, so it only seems right that she should take down the last. So for one last time, she heads off into the darkness. Not only relieved that it's over, but hopeful for the future. The final heart is in a farmhouse to the north, and using the leftover scent block that Rotzak made, Stuart can head on in. Hidden from the flesh-eating monsters, she completes the first phase. She must then eliminate a crackhead, uses a molly to burn up the excessive hordes that have gathered, before continuing her wild swinging into the night. The second phase comes not long later. Then in an act of poetic justice, the burning gas cloud ignites the hordes that have gathered, and a burning Zed runs into the heart, ending it for good. With that, the Cleaning Up the Nation team have successfully completed their goal. They have eliminated the most brutal coastal of plague territories, 72 Blackhearts have come and gone, not only writing themselves into legend, but all those we lost along the way. For Nichols, Shannon, Rachel, Bootleg, Abrams, Farsight, Rose and Hastings. All legends in their own right, and we couldn't have succeeded without any of them. Over the next few days and weeks, the team settle into their new roles as protectors of Meager Valley, helping out anybody who needs assistance. There's Connolly, who's seeking vengeance against a group that killed his friend. But you know what they say about those seeking vengeance? Dig 2 graves. But not for us. We just gotta kill every single one of them. No half measures after all. With that, Connolly can join the team. Former Special Forces will certainly come in handy down the line, even if he's a moody bastard. His empty 5th slot gets filled with medicine, and we can finally upgrade our medical outpost to level 3. In fact, we finish upgrading all of our outposts to level 3. With training complete, we remove the lounge and replace it with a staging area. And after a bit of rebalancing, like changing our farm to produce medicinal products, our daily resources are in a much better condition. And with our overproduction of resources, that means we can help out more enclaves than ever, building allegiance after allegiance after allegiance. We even become forward thinking and wait out a smokestorm curveball in a landmine protected outpost to farm plague samples to craft more cure to keep everyone alive and ticking. And if you're wondering what happened to the selective scavengers, well, let's just say they got their just desserts. And it's a bloody good thing we dealt with them, as inside I found something they were crafting. A portable nuke. An actual fucking nuke. What the hell were these cannibals doing, man? Stuart continues to build the team, welcoming another Red Talon member, a mobile operations expert who goes by Kramer. And with that, the team can settle into a peaceful life at the end of the world. But peace, it seems, can only last for so long. After hearing about the utopia we are building, hostiles want to take over. First they attack the scattered survivors, but I can fend them off easily enough. But then they attack the Pathfinders, and while I'm able to fight them off, the resulting gunfight draws too many of the undead to defend against, and sadly they fall. Desperate to unite the town under our rule, Stuart makes her way to the wandering campers, who warn us that the scattered survivors may have been in contact with the hostiles. And when I confront them about it, they turn hostile and I'm forced to put them down. Next, the invaders set up a permanent spot in our town, almost mocking everything we've built so far. But Stuart knows exactly how to handle them. Armed with a nuke that Dow found in the cannibals' hideout, she moves into position, sneaking her way towards the abandoned factory of which the baddies reside. But it was a trap. They knew we were coming. Still, the plan remains the same. Plant the bomb, escape, blow them to hell. But as she was escaping, Stuart gets hit and goes down. With the hordes attacking in all directions, there's only one thing she can do. With Stuart's sacrifice, Dow takes up the position of leader, but heavy is the head that wears the crown, and with Meager Valley safe but containing too many sad memories, it's time for the Cleaning Up the Nation team to move on to bigger threats. There shall be bigger and tougher challenges that need the attention of a badass crew of warriors. An entire nation needs to be saved. This has been your Cleaning Up the Nation team, signing out, but not for the last time.